My name's Richard Wright. I'm a broker at Homeloans. We operate through Connective. When I first meet with the clients, we're going through a lot of information. So during that time, I tend not to go too deep into the loan protection discussion. I absolutely mention to them the fact that that is something that we will talk about later. So it's something for them to keep in the back of their mind. Once we've got the loan documents ready to sign, that's when I then speak to the clients in a lot more detail about it. I used to speak to the clients about that after we'd signed the loan documents. That was probably one of the major tweaks that I made in my process. I moved that discussion over to before we actually started signing the loan documents. It really highlighted to the clients that it was something that was a little bit more important than a, do you want fries with that? And that was really something that kick-started then the success that I had in being able to cover so many clients. For the ALI cover itself and the tools that they provide, I like to try and keep it simple with my clients. I'm fairly basic in regards to the technology side of things. I don't start bringing out the laptop or iPad and start throwing a whole lot of numbers at them. I'll just give them some quotes. I love the quoting system. It's really simple, only takes a couple of minutes, at which point then I can really work with the client to then say, let's look at your budget. If it is something that you're thinking is a little bit too expensive, again, coming back to that, something's better than nothing. If you can then strive to work with a client to say, what would be a number that you would be comfortable with? It then takes a minute to then be able to give the client some idea of what that cover would look like for them based on a budget that they've said they're happy with, which makes things so much easier rather than it being a clunky experience for the client. I had an older cousin who unfortunately passed away on the job. He had a lot of cover. His family then didn't have anything to worry about in regards to the finance side of things. And then I have a friend who then unfortunately had a stroke. He then unfortunately had to actually sell his house. I highlight that to clients where the major difference between a customer who has got cover versus a customer who doesn't have cover, the difference in the ending result is a huge thing. So the tools are really quick, easy to use, and effective in being able to give the client what they're after. I think if you start hearing no a lot, it can be really deflating. It's easy to say, just keep trying. But at that point, I think that you do probably need to start looking at your process. It could be just as easy as making a couple of tweaks. That would be absolutely where I would involve or suggest getting your BDM involved from ALI. They would then be able to just maybe have a look at your process and just see if there is anything that you can just slightly change, because sometimes it may not be much. It's just enough to then get that client thinking about how important it is.